Hey y'all, so today we're going to go into a little bit more detail about the Country Heat meal plan so that you can be all set and ready to go when you start the program. So your program comes with a meal plan guide. So this book, I open it all the time, and you're going to start off on the first page. You're going to fill out a formula that's going to ask you some questions about your body type, your goals, things like that, and it's going to give you a calorie target. You take that number and you go to this page, and this page is going to tell you how many of the different color-coded containers you have a day. So, for example, for me, I'm on Plan A, and so it'll say like, okay, 3 veggie containers. So I know that throughout the day, I need to fill up this container, this veggie one, 3 times, okay? It's that simple. And then fruits, too, and so on. It takes you all the way down so that you get a sense of things. Now, that can be really overwhelming. I mean, I know I've got family members who started it, and then they stopped because they're like, oh my goodness, so many containers. And it was just hard to digest, right? And I knew that I can be that way. It can be overwhelming. So I wanted to give you the best tip for the meal plan that was really a game changer for me. And that is, you take your meals, and you divide them up, and then you have a certain containers that you know you're always going to get in that meal. Okay, so for example, breakfast for me is Shakeology and then a serving of fruit. So the Shakeology is a red, a serving of fruit is a purple. And I just know every morning that's what I do. Next, my snack. My snack is a fruit and a teaspoon. So an apple with peanut butter, a banana, half a banana with peanut butter. I just know that's how it always is. And then lunch, I map out exactly what I have at lunch, dinner, and so on. Ooh, I forgot my carbs in here. How can I forget the carbs? But anyway, when you outline everything, what makes it easier about that is, first of all, for the full 30 days, you're probably not going to precisely hit, okay, every day at lunch I do this, but you have that in your head so that if I'm out at lunch, let's say with my friends, and I order something off the menu, and the thing on the menu doesn't come with something that's like an orange container, then I immediately know in my head, okay, my next meal, like my snack at home or whatever, I know I need to incorporate an orange. So it's much easier to remember rather than trying to keep track of these containers all day. What I do when I do this is I write down some sample meals. Now, I just started doing this for me for this plan. So I have some ideas like Shakeology banana, that's every morning for me. Apple and peanut butter, I might add some more options. So I add in a couple things and I start off with those, maybe 2 or so lunches, all right? And for the beginning, as I'm getting used to things, I eat those lunches. What's nice about that is that down the road, as I'm trying to think of, okay, what do I want for lunch? I can visualize that one lunch that I had and go, oh yeah, it was a green and it was a red. And it starts to instill in me creating this habit. It's also nice because it gives you an opportunity to tweak and adjust things and learn what your body responds to. So I personally find that my body has the best success when I've had all of my fat containers, the blue and the orange, before dinner. So I know I need to incorporate those before dinner happens because that's just what keeps my hunger at bay. I'd recommend planning 1 protein at each meal. Some of you won't have enough proteins for every meal, but map that out. And you're going to learn your body type, and you can tweak it based on containers, based on those macros. And then that way, you don't have to be tracking the whole time. The other thing that you're going to hear me say a ton is you need to eat all of your containers. So many challengers try to go like all day without food, and maybe they're busy, or maybe they're just set in the society mentality of, oh, we eat less to gain or to lose weight. It's just not what science is showing. Science is showing you really need to fuel your body the amount of calories it needs while still maintaining a calorie deficit from what your body burns in a day. You know, you're eating just a little bit less. This really dials it in for you, so you gotta get those containers in. So map things out, write out some meal ideas for yourself, and get things going. So my challenge for you, for those of you who are watching this from our challenge group, is I want you to share below how you do something like this. Just set up something rough like this on what you're gonna have for each meal as far as the container types, and maybe write a couple of ideas. Share a picture of that below so that we can see you kind of planning and thinking about what you're gonna do when the challenge starts. All right? If you have any questions on the meal plan, please comment below. And I left out one thing. Don't forget that in here are some recipes, especially towards the back, there's some really tasty recipes that you can use for ideas. So we kind of wrote a list of, oh, here's what we want to try for the week in our household. So there's some ideas. There's also a restaurant guide in the back of the book in case you know you're eating out. You can kind of plan in advance what the containers are going to be. I recommend just have a rough plan in place and make sure you're going to have those foods on hand next week when you start the program. And again, if you have any questions, we're here. All right, bye everybody.